Gucci bag, Fendi bag, Prada bag, Louis bag, Gucci bag, Gucci bag, Birkin bag, she in a bag, she drip, she swag, never mad, she glad, Louis bag, she in a bag,
Look, mama needs some meal money, Prada bag and heel money. See my ex, he still love me.
So, a couple months go by. Now my son's probably about 4, 5, maybe 6 months old, something like that. Yeah, because it was like October. Rylan was born in April, so May, June, July, September, October. So yeah, Rylan was like 5 months old. And Kevin came to me. He was dropping off Rylan. He came to me and he asked me, am I Rylan's father? I said, yeah, of course. He told me, no, I'm not. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, some of your actions led me to believe that there was something that you were hiding. I talked to my girlfriend about it, and she said, if you feel this strongly, just get a DNA test so you can find out. So he went to Walgreens, he got a DNA test, swabbed my baby, swabbed himself, sent it in, got results that my child is not his. So, not in front of him, but afterwards, I broke down. I broke down, I lost it, I was in tears, I was devastated. I kind of felt like the chicks on Maury, like, you believe like this is this person's child. You know, you may not be 100%, but damn it, I was 85% sure that this was your child. And I just got confirmation that he is not. So once I got over myself with all the crying, all the tears, all the dramatics, I just put my big girl panties on and I reached out to the other guy and I'm like, hey, you know, I just got confirmation that my boyfriend or ex-boyfriend is not my son's father. I was like, you know, I'd only been with you and him since he's been officially eliminated per DNA results. I'm telling you right now that this is your child. So, of course, he still had his reservations, and I'm like, okay, well, I get it. You know, I don't seem like the most trustworthy person at this point in time, but this is our current situation. So, we battled back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, he still hasn't come around. There was one particular time where he was almost there. He has another child who's a few months younger than my son, and the little boy had a birthday party and he invited me and Rylan to it. So me and Rylan went, as well as my friend who I met him with and her son. We all went to the birthday party. And when I looked at my son, I looked at the little boy and I looked at him. Damn it, this is your child. This is 1000% your child. They ended up taking this picture. Oh, he ended up taking this picture. It was the boys were playing in the car was turned off, but the kids were playing in the car and he got in the driver's seat. The youngest, my son's brother went and got on his dad's lap on one side, and Rylan climbed to the other side and sat on his lap. And he took the picture. He posted it to Instagram, you know, caption something, my boy, something, you know, so it like, I didn't see it on Instagram because I was too busy just like, you know, watching my son, but my friend who was with me was actively on Instagram, saw the picture, screenshotted it, you know, just because for some reason she was smart and knew he was going to delete it at some time. So she screenshotted it. And she sent it to me. So I have that picture, of them looking like triplets. And I'm like, you're acknowledging that this is your kid. After that time, I hadn't got him to come around, like, ever again. I, reach out to him, text him, Facebook. And the thing is, he still communicates with me in a way, but he will not come around to saying that's my child. He will not come around to, helping parent, help raise, help, like, nothing. And it's like, I get it. My actions may lead you to believe that I'm not trustworthy, but it's like, everybody makes mistakes. I was 18 years old when this mistake was made. I'm now 25. Our son is 6 years old. Like, I've offered to do a paternity test. I even, reached out to my son's brother. I reached out to his mom. And even his mom is like, yes, like, our sons look damn near identical. One's just lighter, one's darker. So my son's dad ended up going to jail, and somehow his parents got a hold of his cell phone. So one day I'm just sitting at home when we were back in Chicago. I get a phone call, and it's from his number, my son's dad's number. So I'm like, oh, I'm thinking like he's finally coming around. So I answer, and it's like, hey, it's so-and-so's dad. We've never met, but I see text messages in here of you and him going back and forth about a baby. I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I have a baby with your son. At the time, my son was 4. I'm like, so he's 4 years old. And the dad was just like, well, me and the grandmother, or me and my wife, would like to meet him if that's okay. I'm more than okay with that. I'm like, sure, absolutely. I told them where I live, and they're like, can we come in a few hours? Absolutely. So they came, they met my son, and his mom was like, oh my God, like, this is my grandchild. Like, I know how my son looked when he was a baby. He resembles him, a lot. My son also has a slight stutter, and so does his dad. And so does his dad's dad. So it's, my son inherited that as well. My son has his nose, kind of his eyes. I have like semi-chinky eyes too. But my son has his features, and the mom saw that. A mother knows. The mom saw that. The dad sees it. Here we are. My son is 6 years old, and he still hasn't come around. Like I said, I'm like, I get it, how my actions can appear or make me look untrustworthy, but everybody makes mistakes, and I feel like at some point I deserve to be, I'm not even gonna say I deserve to be forgiven, because screw me. Be there for your child. Like, parents always wanna do the most, thinking that it's getting back at the parent. Granted, it does hurt me that my son's growing up without a father. It does hurt me a lot. But the person that's going to be hurt the most in the long run is my child. And that's what pains me the most, is the fact that someone is hurting my child. He doesn't know it yet that he's hurt, but when he gets older and he decides to ask questions and is wanting answers, his feelings are going to be hurt. I know I'm not the only person in the world that has been in a situation like this. I know I'm not the only person in the world that has made mistakes. I just don't know why I had to get this outcome. I just don't know why. Day in and day out, all I do is think about how am I going to tell my son? Occasionally, I pray that he comes around. You know, the family, his mom and his dad, you know, reach out from time to time. I can text the dad and he'll respond, but they still aren't there the way that a family should be there for grandchild. And a part of me wants to give up because my son's living a good life. He's healthy, he's happy, he's smart, he's handsome, intelligent, he's funny. Like, there's so many great characteristics about my child that I kind of look at it like, you know what? Let me stop fighting to have this person in your life. Because he's missing out. Yes, I made a mistake. I've learned from my mistake. And my child should not be punished for my mistakes. So I kind of gave up that fight about 90%. Part of me still wants to try. Just so I can tell my son when he asks me, I can say, you know what, son? I tried. I tried to right my wrongs. I tried to get him to be there for you. I tried, you know, to help you know your other side of your family. Like, I tried. But there's only so much you can do, you know? Like I said, it hurts. But then there's this other side of me that's like, Monica, maybe it's best if he's not in your son's life. And I say that because, not saying that my son doesn't deserve to have a father, but the choices that this person is making and the places that he continuously ends up, my son doesn't need that type of energy and those type of examples in his life. I feel like I'm doing a pretty damn good job as a mother. I feel like my situation has helped me grow, has helped me understand, has, you know, made it clearly it made me who I am today. Yeah. Of course, I don't have the best story on how I became a mother. I don't have the best start, but they say it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And me and my baby gonna close out with a bang because I'm all he has and he's all I got. I hope that you guys enjoyed this story. I hope that if you are going through or went through something similar or the same exact, you know, our details pretty much line up, I hope that you forgive yourself. Do not beat yourself up about it. You're human. We all make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. And I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. And sometimes we need to hear that from other people, you know, and tell it to ourselves that we are not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. Our mistakes are our mistakes are what builds us into the strong individuals that we are going to become. if you do have any advice, anything whatsoever positive, go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. You can feel free to message me on Instagram or on Twitter, on Snapchat, if you don't want to leave, your situation or your comment in the comments. I totally understand. It took me a while to get to this point to even say what I'm saying and record my situation. So yeah, if you feel like you want to share your story with me, please feel free to do so, however you feel is best for you. I do thank you guys so very much for watching this video, for watching the countless parts to this video and getting to this part. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Again, let's all make good choices. Even if we make a bad choice, it's not the end of the world. We're not perfect. We're all human. But again, I do thank you guys so much for watching this video.